Hey guys, welcome to my Barbie tutorial. Today is going to be another one of the 7 looks that I will be posting for Halloween, so stay tuned. Now this is going to be my reference picture for today, so it's classic Barbie. And I'm going to start off with the 35W by Morphe and my E25 blending brush. And I'm just going to get an orange shade to use as a transition shade in my crease. Then with my 35U palette, I'm taking the pink color with shimmer and I'm going to do the exact same thing. You can use any pink or orange, it doesn't have to be from all these palettes. I'm just using it because I have it, to be honest. Then with Savage from my electric palette, I'm going to use my E27 pencil brush from Morphe and I'm going to put that in my crease just to define it a little bit more. With my 35B colorful palette, I'm going to take the shade closest to my lid with a little shimmer and a flat brush and I'm going to put that all over just to set my primer and everything else that I had on my lid. With 35U, I'm going to take the pearl shimmery color and with my finger just put that in the middle to give a really pop of highlight. Then I don't know what I was doing. And with the angled brush that I always use to do my liner and Morphe gel liner in Slate, just going to do a quick wing, which is out of focus, so one of these days I'll put up my how-to wing, if you guys even want to see that. And I'm just going back in with Savage and the E25 blending brush to really define my crease. With the wipe, I'm now going to take off my brows because they were too dark for this look. And I'm going to use my Anastasia Dipbrow in blonde. Now with an angled brush from my Urban Decay Naked 3 kit, I'm just going to fill in the spaces, which are very sparse. And I'm really going to build that blonde color up. With the spoolie, I'm just going to brush through and make sure there are no spaces in between. And now with my Anastasia in medium brown, I'm going to take the same angled brush and just fill in the spaces which I think look a little empty or need a little bit of more hair. I'm going to make sure I define the bottom line most of all. Now with my Pro Matte foundation and my concealer brush, I'm going to carve them out just so they look nice and neat and to cancel out any little hairs that I have growing in. I'm going to make sure the edge is nice and sharp. And then I'm going to try to make the top as even as possible since I have one brow that's way pointier than the other. And then when I think they're pretty even, I'm just gonna conceal the other side as well, just so one side doesn't look super highlighted and the other one doesn't. Now with my Tarte Inner Rim Liner, I'm gonna use that in the waterline. And I'm also gonna rub it all over my bottom lash line so I can put that orange transition shade with a definer brush on the bottom lash line because that's the way it is in the photo. Then now onto my face, I'm going to use that Pro Matte, but it is a little too matte for my skin, so I'm mixing it with my FitMe 310 in Sun Beige. And even though I mixed it, it was still super matte, which is shocking. So right now I'm just doing the same foundation routine that I always use, and I'm using my Morphe brush. And I'm also shocked that I am still too tan for this color, but hopefully one day I will find a foundation that fits me. Then I'm just blending everything out with my bigger foundation brush by Morphe. Sorry. Now I'm going to conceal the heck out of my bags. I did do the 3 little lines that I always do, but I went back to my reference photo and I noticed that she She has a very sharp triangular highlight in the under eyes, so that's exactly what I did. And then I took it down my nose and under the sides of my lips just to make it a little plumpier for when we add that Barbie pink lipstick. To even out my forehead, I also did the same thing, and I took my foundation brush and I blended it out. Then with my Anastasia powder contour kit, I'm taking vanilla and banana and a foundation brush just to set that. And then with my angled brush from Bare Minerals, I believe, I'm taking the shades I always use, Java and Fawn, and I'm lightly bronzing. I don't try to carve out or contour my cheekbone too much. And then evening out my forehead as well. Now she has a super tiny nose in this picture, so we have to contour the heck out of our nose today. So I'm going to take the highlight color from Anastasia kit, and I'm doing a very thin line down my nose, and I make sure I really pack that on so the light could capture as much definition as possible. And then with my new Morphe blush palette called the 9B, I'm going to take the hottest pink from the palette and a blush brush, and these are super pigmented, so you have to be really careful blending them out. I'm going to go back to the highlight and pack it on over and over and over again until I feel like it looks Barbie-like on my cheekbones. Now with Fawn, I'm gonna take another definer brush from the Urban Decay Naked 3, and I'm just making sure I carefully contour my nose. I'm gonna put that highlight beam on my tip as well. For the lips, I'm using Relentlessly Red and Candy Yum Yum, and I'm not filling out the whole top lip because I want it to look thinner. And then the bottom one, I did go all the way through. So that's Relentlessly Red, and then with Candy Yum Yum, I'm only going to go into the center. With any clear lip gloss you have, it doesn't have to be a specific one. You just want to go over top to make the lips really plump and really shiny. And then I took some lashes, Red Cherry 415, and that's the finished look, guys. Thank you for watching.